2003 SV 650. It's just given to me. It's only got 11,000 miles on it. And now I have to figure out if I want to keep it or sell it. I really like the looks of the naked bikes. I've tried two before this one. This thing is pretty zippy though, man, it's fun. But problem was, with my size, it just killed my hips and knees and my neck. So I'm going to ride it and see what I think about it. The bikes I had before was a FC6, and loved the engine, but man, it killed my hips. And then I had a Aprilia, and that wasn't too bad, but it just, man, it just never ran right. I always had issues with it. So anyway, this was given to me for free. I'm going to see if I want to keep it or sell it. A friend that gave it to me, he said, hey, if you don't like it, go ahead and sell it. He's 84 years old, and he just, you know, was a little leery riding anymore, especially this. He's got him an old Triumph he still rides around on, but he just didn't come to grips with this from the time he got it. And I'll tell you what I do like so far is the suspension on this is a lot better than both the Aprilia or the Yamaha. It's got a linkage rear end, and so the rear end is really, compared to the last two naked bikes I had, it's almost, I almost call it plush compared to those. Those were so harsh. They were, they didn't have, both of those bikes didn't have linkage, and I'll tell you, every bike I've rode without linkage, rear end, big guy like myself, 230, it just doesn't, they're just too hard and harsh on me. Maybe if I was younger, it wouldn't be too bad, but my age, I just can't take it anymore. But this is really, it's cheap suspension. I mean, it's bouncing around on all these bumps here, but it's pretty hard to get a bike that doesn't bounce around. You really have to work on your suspension up here in these mountains in Toledo. Man, I'm telling you, I'm liking it. It's so far, it's pretty nice. It's I like V-twins. I've had this will be the fourth V-twin I've had, and I just like the sound of them and the way they pull off the bottom. This one here, it's pretty dead below 6,000 RPMs. I mean, that's good though, because they say these are good beginner bikes. But once you get it past 6, up around 7, it just wants to scream. It runs really good, and it really sounds, and this is stock exhaust, and I really like the way it sounds. And up here in these mountains, it really is handling the road very well. Just turns in super easy. It turns in a lot better than the FZ6, and then if you want to get on it, it'll go, man. See, I just jumped it up to about 7-8 grand, and it just took off. The only thing is the brakes. I don't really care for the brakes, but I think they're glazed over from the friend of mine that gave it to me. You know, I think he might have been riding the brakes, and I took them off and looked at them, and they still had plenty of life on them, but man, they were, you know, I think they were glazed. I tried sanding them down. Slow down here for these guys. I don't want to spook them. So anyway, this thing is, I'm liking it. I really am. But I'm not sure if my hips, my knees, and my neck are going to be able to live with it on a everyday living with it, as far as you know, riding it a lot. Like I ride my V-Strom, and I'll put 200 miles a day on it, and you think, well, that's not that much, but you know, I'm getting up there in age, so it's 200 is quite a bit of miles. But man, I'm telling you, this is fun, and I'm sort of getting used to the brakes. But it'll really wants to turn in easy. I think it's even better than my Aprilia I had. Aprilia was a 750, and as far as power-wise, they feel about the same. Man, on these roads, these mountain roads, it's a lot of fun. But I'm taking off today. I've gone 51 miles. I'm probably, by the time I get down, I'll be about 150 miles. So I'll see how my body holds up. But, you know, I really like the sound of a V-twin. That's like the parallel twins. That's the new thing. Everyone, Yamaha's got it. Triumph, ATM, they're doing it, and they're putting a 270 crank in there to make it sound, you know, get a better sound out of it. Because I've had parallel twins, and I mean, they're okay, but they don't have the sound of a V-twin. And I don't think the character either. I just, you know, like I said, the V-twin, I just like the character, the way they make torque. I'm telling you, this is really handling this road very well. And I'm getting used to the brakes. I think, and they're starting to feel better. They might be just got glazed over, and the more I'm using them, they're maybe breaking in, because like I said, I sanded them real good, plus the rotors. Beautiful day though here in SoCal. Valley I live in is supposed to be 75 today. I bet you it's up in the high 60s here up in the mountains. Anyway, that's my dilemma. Should I sell this or should I keep it? I don't know. I mean, it's a super nice bike. If I sell it, whoever gets it, they're going to have a nice bike, especially if they're a beginner or maybe a lady with shorter, you know, legs and stuff, inseam. And it just follows this road, it just no problem. It's a play bike is what it is. I mean, that's the way I describe it. I mean, because I've been riding for a long time, and I'll tell you what, this is just as much fun as my 1000. Matter of fact, it might be a little bit more playful up here in the mountains. off the back here. Add a little tail bag. Anyway, that's my question. Should I keep it or sell it? We'll see. It's still up in the air.